Update 1.30 is out now for Odyssey. I already told you what you want to know before you download this patch, but let's actually take a good look at all the things that Ubisoft said that they added and changed with this update, including new UI features, big fixes for major issues, and way more. Also, the release date for the second episode of the Atlantis DLC is announced. So a lot to discuss, let's get into it. Would be awesome if you could leave a like on the video as it shows your support. And let's go. Before we get into it, I want to note that this video is sponsored by Wraith, Shadow Legends. And yes, we already discussed this game on the channel before, and I'm always impressed by how this game looks, especially this dragon in the tutorial of the game. So this is still my go-to mobile game. It's free and it has some awesome deep RPG action where you have to build your own party of heroes. There are more than hundreds of champions that you can collect, and with those heroes you want to fight the giant boss battles in the dungeons and also complete the many storylines. There's also PvP against other players, so you can see how your party is versus someone else's. And right now is the best time to join the game because there's a special tournament going on where you can win some nice extras by just playing the game, even physical prizes as well. So download the game now by following the link in the description of this video. It supports the channel and you also get 50,000 extra silver and a free epic champion when you start at the game. And you will also immediately enter this special launch tournament. Again, link in the description. Thanks to Wraith for sponsoring the video again. And now let's get into it. Okay then, let's start with the awesome thing that you will immediately notice when you start up the game after installing this 1.30 update. The amazing looking new main menu. I already posted a picture of it on my Instagram that BizYon, and I hope I pronounced your name right, shared with me. My Instagram is, by the way, JorRaptor, so check me out if you want. But yeah, this of course implies that we will be fighting Cerberus in the second episode of the Atlantis DLC, and Ubisoft now confirmed that it will indeed launch on June 4th, as we of course already discussed in previous videos. So this update already includes some assets of that DLC, so we have to download a smaller file when the Torment of Hades launches again on June 4th. By the way, good to note is that the XP glitch, where you could like teabag a downed opponent to get unlimited XP, has been fixed. Like I did it before installing the update, and then I tried to do it again after updating the game to 1.30, and as you see right here, you immediately recruit the target now. So yes, end of an era, the XP glitch is over. I'm still surprised that it was in the game for like a month or something, so for a very long time. And I of course already warned you that they would fix it with this update in my previous video, so not really weird that they finally resolved it. And this, by the way, a secret change. Like, I did not see anything regarding this in the patch notes. Of course, if you got some secret changes that I will not note in this video, then you can totally leave a comment under this video or let me know on Twitter or Instagram, both JorRaptor. So let's touch on the changes they actually did communicate. Like, for example, that they changed the loot from the mercenaries so that it's now different per mercenary. Like here I killed 2 mercenaries with the activation of my Ares Madness ability. Yes, on the Nightmare difficulty. I love my 100% crit chance build. We'll link to a video with all the details at the end of this one. But when I looted the first one, I got 10 precious gems and 60 iron metal. But when I killed a mercenary before this, I just got the 10 gems and slightly more money. Well, before this update, it looks like you could only get 2 gems and sometimes some iron metal. Did you get wrecked by the fire damage from the mercenaries? Then you will be happy to hear that it has been reduced, as there was an issue before this update that caused the damage to be too high. And also something like this applies to the archers that were before this update able to crit and have crit damage applied as well, meaning that they could simply do a ton of damage out of nowhere and of course from afar. Well, this should now be resolved. If you did not finish the current weekly quest yet, then you will actually be happy because Ubisoft reduced the amount of targets that you need to kill or destroy. So while they first said that we would see these changes starting next Tuesday, so when the new weekly bounty appears, but many of you reached out to me, so thanks for that, saying that they already decreased the amount of objectives that you need need for the current weekly quest. And it's indeed the case, where we first needed 25 ships, you now only need 10 and 25 Athenian soldiers instead of the 50. So that's great, and of course also gives us an idea of the decrease that we should expect moving forward. Looks to be 50% or even more, and that's of course great. So now the weekly bounties are way less grindy. I already told you the next point in the before you download video, but yes, you can now sell those Isu bows and Isu weapons for the same price as the weapons that you find in the main game. So that's great when you are 99 and want to upgrade your gear to that level, or want to upgrade your ship for example, or unlock the engravings at the Vastos workshop. That can cost a ton of drag me, so being able to sell the weapons at a high price is really great. They added a really nice quality of life improvement to the Ostrakas, so we now see the region as a title above the text, making it way easier to find a solution, because you actually know where to look. There are also issues resolved for if you could not complete some of the Ostrakas. So if you had some issues, then hopefully you can now complete them. Another UI addition is the fact that you can now see gear that you use in other loadouts while not using them in your current loadout. Like for example here, when I rock this Health Stealer build that I still need to get to 99. Anyway, I can see that the Cyclops Axe that I for example use in my 100% crit chance build is like sort of highlighted. I still feel that it's pretty unclear though, because you only see the sort of extra gray lines around the gear icon that is comparable to when you equip an item. So high chance that you did not even notice this before. Like I totally feel that if they made the gray lines blue or another color, that it would be way more clear. So maybe they will look at that in the future. A change that is more noticeable is that the unique lieutenants now have better stats based on your level. So on level 99 and likely level 91 already, they have the full level 10 perks. And with unique lieutenants, you can of course think of your family members, but also Lida, for example, that you got from the Friend Worth Dying for mission. Ubisoft balanced the Isu NPC stats, so they will now be more appropriate according to their elite status. Colossus should no longer receive damage from torches, according to the patch notes, because I still do damage when I hit them with my torch. Maybe I'm just overpowered or something, not really sure. And of course the big fix I mentioned in my previous video is that the Keeper of Kiros mission has been fixed. First players could not complete it, or Kiros would simply not walk to the quest objective. So then you would be stuck and not able to complete the Atlantis DLC. They also fixed the Valon Spear, and I hope I pronounced that right, that would deal less damage than stated on the card. I'm not sure why you would use this blue spear weapon that I think was part of some sort of promotion or pre-order item that you can now get in the Helix store or through an Olympian gift. But yeah, one person out there is finally happy that he can use this spear without having to worry about the damage. I touched on this before. There were mercenaries spotted in the modern day section of the Heir of Memories mission. You see that for example here in the footage from Luke's Gum, who shared that with me on Twitter. That's of course not supposed to happen and has now been fixed with this update. They fixed some graphical issues as well, as you see right here, and also the fact that the Steropis' bow and the hero sword are finally added to the visual customization window. So great news, of course, you can finally use those items without having to equip them. Issues for Mercenary tier S4 have been fixed, and where players would not get the Fire Horse that we of course saw in Assassin's Creed Origins as well, after reaching tier 1 in the Mercenary ladder. Some people could not access the Call to Arms ability anymore. Well, that has also been fixed. They note that some Ubisoft Club challenges are fixed now, but there were of course issues with the first episode of the Atlantis DLC where the challenges would not trigger, and they still haven't triggered for me. Like, I totally enhanced an ability already, but I don't have the challenge completed. So maybe it only works if you do them again. I'm not really sure. You of course not want that. So let's hope they unlock it for everyone who already finished the DLC as well. There are a ton of quest specific fixes. So if you had issues with a certain mission, then totally check out the patch notes to see if they have been fixed. I will leave a link to the full update notes in the description of this video. Subscribe for everything Odyssey if you haven't already. The coming weeks will be very exciting for the game. with the Atlantis DLC coming up, of course, as well. I will cover everything here on the channel, so subscribe to stay up to date if you haven't already. A like on the video would be super appreciated. Thanks again to Wraith Shadow Legends for sponsoring the video. Check the game out in the description. And totally check out one of my previous Odyssey videos if you haven't already. Like the one about my 100% crit chance build. And also where I may or may not get the Hades Lieutenant. Again, exciting times for the game are ahead. I will speak to you next time and goodbye.